All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. We're jumping into Wednesday, October 19th, NBA games. We're going to go through each and every game. I'm going to give you where my head's at. I'm going to give you my lean. But as always, and like I told you guys last year, keep an eye on the pinned comment for all of my final plays. It's early in the year. We're probably not going to have action on each and every game, but we will go through each and every game and give you my lean, give you what I'm thinking. But my final plays will be in the pinned comment. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button as well and like the video. And then you know what? I'll start the video doing it. Use hashtag ride of the day if you do have a play that you think is worth jumping on board with. Use hashtag ride of the day in the comments. And then in the next video, you guys will get a shout out, win or loss, if I decide to jump on board. But before we get into any of the plays today, guys, I got to talk to you a little bit about Sportsline. You guys have seen it on the channel for weeks now. Sportsline is one of the best places to start your sports betting research. They simulate each and every game 10,000 times. They give you box score simulations, predicted score. They have Vegas experts writing about games on the sites, giving their plays. Choose Sportsline, guys, if you want to start your prediction on the right foot. Head over, use that link in the description. You can get 3 months of Sportsline, a quarter of the year, 3 months for $4.99 when you use our link and you use the promo code that pops up on your screen. Make sure you use Sportsline, guys. It is a great tool. Keyword tool. Don't just follow anything blindly. Don't follow me blindly. Don't follow any experts blindly. Do your own research. I highly encourage you to do that, but Sportsline is a great tool to use. Use that link in the description. All right, so we're going to go through these games in 2 parts. We got the first 6 games to my left, to your right here, and we're going to jump right into it, guys. Again, reminder, we're going leans. We're giving our, where our head's at and whatnot. Early on in the year, not a lot of data to back these plays just yet. And I think everyone should probably understand that as we get into it. But we have the games and we have the lines to in the graphic as well. But let's jump right into it. First off, we have the Pistons hosting the Magic in this one. My lean is going to be Pistons. The total's at 217. I have a theory that I'm going to run with, and we'll get into it in just a second in this video with totals to start the year. But I'm going to lean Detroit here, -3.5. I got to get used to saying this again. The OGs, remember, make sure to keep an eye on the pinned comment to see if that becomes a final play. But I do think that this Pistons team is a better team. I think that they're going to start the year a little bit hotter than the Magic. Opening night at home, give me Detroit -3.5. Next up, we got the Pacers, 2-point dogs at home against the Washington Wizards. Obviously, the Pacers had that trade, losing Malcolm Brogdon in the deal there. Last couple times these guys have played, the Washington Wizards took one, Pacers took the other, Pacers took that, bouncing back and forth. I'm going to go with who I do think has more talent here, and it's going to be the Wizards. -2 is definitely a number that I think that the Wizards can achieve. Neither one of these teams are probably going to make it into the final plays, so keep an eye on the pinned comment again for that. But the total here is at 228. And I'm going to reinstate, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but I'm going to implement, maybe that's a better word, a 228 rule to start this season now. Both of these teams can score. I don't know about the defense, the pace. We got to see all that play out, but any total above 228 right now, I'm going to strongly consider the under. So this one, right on that line, 228.5. If I got it there, I'd probably pull the trigger on the under, but I'm not sure about that yet, but it's just about there. But you guys will see as we get into the video here, anything that's above 228, so 228.5, 228.5 and beyond, I am going to be probably pulling the trigger on the under, but we'll see where the final plays shake out. But I do lean under in this one, definitely. I think that these are two offenses that, sure, they have talent, but I think they're going to have to figure things out and have to learn how to drop buckets and score here. So I love the under in this one. We'll see if it's a final play. Next up, we got the Heat 6-point favorites at home against the Chicago Bulls. Two really, really good teams, but I think the Heat are the play here. Obviously, having that deep playoff run last year. The total's 217.5. I'm sticking away from that total. I can easily see this being a 115 to 110 game that somehow is grindy and defensive. So I'm sticking away from the total here, but I am going to lean Heat -6 in this one. Next up, we got the Raptors. 2.5-point favorites at home hosting the Cleveland Cavaliers. Total is 214.5. I like the over in this one, strictly numbers based. I think that is a very low line. And I also like the Raptors -2.5 in this one. The Cleveland Cavaliers did get, I just had my play wrong. I like Cleveland plus 2.5 in this one. I think they have a lot of new blood in there and a lot of new players that could, end up sparking this team. If we forget, the Cleveland Cavaliers actually had a really good season last year, blowing away expectations. They kind of had injuries to deal with and sort of started to fade off into the abyss later on in the year. But to start the year and midway through, the Cleveland Cavaliers looked really, really good, and I expect them to have a decent season. All right, so we lean Cleveland plus 2.5 in this one, and also looking at the over. Hawks minus 10 against the Rockets. I'm sticking away from this spread. I think the Hawks obviously are a better team than the Rockets. Like, no one is going to deny that, right? But 10 points? 10 points is a lot to ask for from any team opening night. So we're sticking away from that. And the total is 233.5. I think we have the graphic wrong over here. 233.5. I'm implementing the under rule. I'm taking the under 233.5 in this game, strictly assuming that these teams will take some time to feel it out. And if we're looking at a minus 10 spread here, maybe Atlanta gets up to an early lead and lets some of the younger guys and bench players play as well. And maybe things start to slow down a little bit. So we're going to look at the over here, or the under 233.5. Sticking away from that spread for sure. Sticking away from that spread 100%. All right, we got the Nets 3-point favorites over the Pelicans at home. I think this Pelicans team actually is going to have a pretty good year, but to start the year, I'm going to go with the Nets here, minus 3 as a lean, and I'm also going to look at the under as it is sitting at 230.5. All right, second half of the plays here, guys. Before we do that, I want to tell you guys that we do have a link in the description for the NBA store if you want to pick up your favorite team's jersey, your favorite player's jersey, all that stuff, guys. You can use the link in the description. A big discount will pop up when you use that link, so make sure to check out the NBA store. Also, it wouldn't be right, I'd be remiss if I didn't take the chance to plug some of the new Fade Me merch. Head over to GuyBossSports.com/store. We also have that in the description, but enough of me plugging anything. Let's get into the second half of this slate. We're looking at the Grizzlies hosting the Knicks here. Grizzlies 6.5-point favorites. Total is 226. This one, so the Grizzlies, obviously great season last year, one of the better teams against the spread, right? I think you can get this line at 6 on some books. For whatever reason, my gut tells me I'm a little bit more comfortable with 6 than 6.5, but either way, I think that may be a little bit too steep of a number for me to lay here. So I'm probably off of this game altogether, if I'm being completely honest, because this, I would be so comfortable if it was minus 4.5. I'd be all over Memphis, home opener, that type of thing. But 6.5 seems like the Knicks can keep it within that. So I'm going to lean Memphis, but I can tell you right now, it's probably not going to be a final play. Spurs 2-point dogs hosting the Charlotte Hornets. I love the Charlotte Hornets. Hornets were one of my favorite teams last year. We were very easily able to identify their spots and make some money on the Hornets last year. So we're going to go with Hornets minus 2 in this one. Strong chance that it's a final play. The only thing that would talk me off of it is that it's the first game of the year and they're playing away in San Antonio. But to be honest, I think that the Hornets can get this job done. Probably win by 5+. So we'll keep that as a lean for now. But make sure to keep an eye on the pinned comment. It's probably going to be a final play. Next, we have the Timberwolves, 10.5-point favorites over the Thunder. And a lot of people like the Timberwolves this season coming into the year. And 10.5 points probably is a fair spread in this game. But what did I say about the Hawks in the Rockets game? That's just a little too much to throw for a opening night game. So we're sticking off of this game. If anything, I'd probably look at the under in this one, 226, as I think that these teams could have trouble scoring against one another. But if I'm being honest, and I'm telling you guys fully transparently, this is probably a game that I'm off entirely. So don't expect to see this in the pinned comment, but if it's there, it's there. What do you want me to tell you? Moving on to the Jazz, 8-point dogs hosting the Denver Nuggets. Jazz obviously losing Mitchell this offseason, losing Gobert. Like this was an absolute sort of Utah team that said, poof, let's blow it up, right? So I don't know where they're gonna come out. The Nuggets still have some of the one of the best players in the league. 8 points, however, is a lot to ask for. I'm probably crazy. We'll sound the psycho alarm. We're probably crazy here, but I think the Jazz, 8 points is a lot to give a team at home for their opener. I think that the vibes are going to be there and everything like that, so I'm going to look Jazz here, +8 again. I might be crazy, but I also might be a genius. Who knows? All right, Mavericks traveling to Phoenix here. Phoenix 4.5-point favorites at home. 216 is the total. I like the over in this one. I circled this one originally. I think that both these two teams can easily put up 110 against one another. I would probably lean towards the home team just because it is the opener. A lot of home leans you'll notice in this video thus far, just because it is the opener and we don't have enough data to say much otherwise. So I'm going to go Phoenix here. -4 as a light lean, but I do really like the over in this one as a final play. So keep an eye on the pin comment. I'm drowning you guys with that slang or that phrase, but yeah, check it out. All right, last game on the slate, we got the Kings -1.5 against the Trailblazers, and I think, you know, obviously things change in the offseason, but you gotta fade Portland until proven otherwise. I'm probably dumb because, yeah, it's a new year. They're gonna come out firing. They're a terrible team last year, but I like the Kings in this one, -1.5. Just give me a 2-point win. The total's 226.5. Sticking away from the total for now, but this is sort of a bottom of the barrel game. Give me the home team in this one, -1.5. Strong chance to be a final play, but that is all I have for you guys today. We ran through it fast. I know. We're going to get some structure to these as we progress, but guys, it's a lot on the plate right now. NFL, multiple videos a week. We're doing multiple NBA videos a week, so we'll figure out how to work in player props and everything like that, but right now we're going against the spread and totals, which is our forte, which is what we build our models around and everything like that. So hopefully you guys do appreciate it. Let me know on Twitter what you agree with. Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.